Hello everyone. Today I am dealing with the concept that is subring. So let us see the definition of subring. All of you know that ring definition. So R plus dot is a ring if R plus is abelian group with respect to addition, R dot is semigroup under multiplication, and it should satisfy the conditions of distributive law, both left and right distributive laws. Then it is known as ring. So here subring means it is also a type of ring. A ring itself is known as subring. Got it? Let us see the definition. So this is the definition. Let R plus dot is a ring. A non-empty subset of S of R is said to be a subring of R if S plus dot itself is a ring. That means, for example, see here, 2Z plus dot is a subring of Z plus dot. That means set of even numbers is a subring of set of integers. Set of even integers is a subring of set of integers. Got it? So next, the set of, another example, the set of all integers. The set of all integers is a subring of the ring of rational numbers with respect to addition and multiplication. So like this type we can say subring. So consider another example. So this is first one and this is second one and the third one is. So consider R plus dot is a ring. So it is we know that it is a ring with respect to addition and multiplication. Here I am considering subring as H. That can be written as minus 2n, minus n, 0, n, 2n and so on. So this is clearly shows that H is a subset of R because these contain set of real numbers. Therefore, it is a subring under addition and multiplication. So H is a subring under addition and multiplication. Is a ring. Got it? Hence Hn is a subring of R. So here we should remember that if a ring is without zero divisor, then the subring must be also a without zero divisor. If a ring is commutative, then subring must also be a commutative. If a ring is with unity, then the subring may be without unity. Got it? So these three are the conditions which we have to remember in subrings. So ring without zero divisor ittu andre subringu nu enagirbeku without zero na divisor na hondirbeku. Second condition, ring commutative aatandre subring also must and should commutative agirbeku. If a ring is with unity, then subring may be without unity. Last condition olaga ring with unity ittandre subring may be without unity agirabahudu. So these are the three conditions in subrings which we have to remember. So now next we will discuss theorem. So this is very important theorem for 5 marks. So that is the necessary and sufficient conditions for a non-empty subset S of a ring R to be a subring R. First one, subring R, A comma B belongs to S. This implies A minus B belongs to S. And second condition is A comma B belongs to S. That implies A into B belongs to S. So let us solve necessary condition. Take down proof. Necessary condition. In necessary condition, what we have to prove? So that is we have to prove A minus B belongs to S and A into B belongs to S. These two are satisfies with respect to addition and multiplication. So let us consider, let S plus be a subring, S plus be a subring of R plus for all B belongs to S. R real numbers andre it contains both positive and negative numbers. Howda? So for all B belongs to X, then minus B is also belongs to S, because S is ring itself. S is ring itself. That means ಈಗ 2 belongs to S ಇತ್ತು ಅಂದ್ರೆ minus 2 belongs to S. ಆ ಕಂಡೀಷನ್ ಸ್ಯಾಟಿಸ್ಫೈ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ದಂಗೆ. So for all A belongs to S, minus B belongs to S. Then we have to apply closure law, that is A plus of minus B belongs to S, closed under addition. So this is closed under addition. So next we have to prove A minus B belongs to S. Therefore it satisfies the condition. Similarly, also S is closed with respect to multiplication. With respect to multiplication, that is A belongs to S and B belongs to S. That implies A into B belongs to S. Therefore, the condition is necessary under addition and multiplication. So we should satisfy these two conditions by using, I am considering B as one element and minus B belongs to S because S is ring itself, and here I am considering A belongs to S, minus B belongs to S. Again I am applying closure law, so then it gives A minus B belongs to Else. So next here we have to show that S is closed with respect to multiplication, that is A belongs to S and B belongs to S. That implies A into B belongs to S. That is the condition is necessary. Next we have to solve sufficient condition. So sufficient condition gives, let S be a non-empty set, non-empty subset of R, in which the condition 1 and 2 are satisfied. That is to prove S is a ring. Got it? In previous section we proved that A comma B belongs to S. That implies A minus B belongs to S, and A comma B belongs to S, then A into B belongs to S. So that is necessary condition. In this condition we have to prove S is a ring. Okay. So if we want to prove S is a ring, so there are two conditions arises. First one is under addition and under multiplication. Under addition. Howda? First one, associative law. Closure law. So closure law gives, for all B belongs to S, that implies minus B also belongs to S. Therefore A comma minus B belongs to S. This implies A minus of minus B belongs to S. So this gives minus of minus andre plus A plus B belongs to S. Got it? Here I am using inverse property. That is B belongs to S implies minus B belongs to S. Here I am using inverse property. Therefore S is closed under addition. S is closed under addition. Next we have to solve associative law. Since S is subset of R, associative law holds good. S is subset of R, associative law holds good in R. Got it? Therefore associative law holds good in S. Holds good in S. Right. Next we have to solve third condition, that is existence of identity. Existence of identity. Here I want to solve. See, for all a comma a belongs to S, that implies a minus a belongs to S, because for all a comma b belongs to S. Right? So this gives, instead of b, I am taking it as a. B equal to a. That's why a minus a belongs to S, then 0 belongs to S. Therefore, the identity element 0, identity law holds good. Identity law holds good. Got it? Next, fourth condition is, what is the fourth condition? Existence of inverse. Existence of inverse. For 0 comma a belongs to S, this implies 0 minus a belongs to S. That condition gives minus a belongs to S, because a comma b belongs to S and a minus b belongs to S, and this implies a minus b belongs to S. That's why by using this condition we have to solve 0 comma a belongs to S, because 0 is the identity element. So 0 comma a belongs to S aitu andre 0 minus a belongs to S and minus a belongs to S. Got it? Therefore, inverse law exists. So ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನೋಡಿ, ಕ್ಲೋಸರ್ ಲಾ ಒಳಗೆ ನೀವು ಕೇಳಬಹುದು a ಮೈನಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಮೈನಸ್ ಬಿ ಹೆಂಗ್ ಬಂತ್ರಿ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ. ಸೊ ನಾ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಕಂಡೀಷನ್ ಪ್ರೂವ್ ಮಾಡೀನಿ, a ಕಾಮಾ ಬಿ ಬಿಲಾಂಗ್ಸ್ ಟು ಎಸ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ a ಮೈನಸ್ ಬಿ ಬಿಲಾಂಗ್ಸ್ ಟು ಎಸ್ ಅಂತ ಪ್ರೂವ್ ಮಾಡೀನಿಲ್ಲ. ಸೊ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಮೈನಸ್ ಟರ್ಮ್ ಇದೆ. ಈಗ ಬಿ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ನಾ ಏನ್ ಕನ್ಸಿಡರ್ ಮಾಡೀನಿ, ಮೈನಸ್ ಬಿ ಕನ್ಸಿಡರ್ ಮಾಡೀನಿ. ಮೈನಸ್ ಮೈನಸ್ ಪ್ಲಸ್ ಆ ಟರ್ಮ್ ಆಗುತ್ತಿಲ್ಲ, ಅದನ್ನ ನೆನ್ಪಿಟ್ಕೊಂಡಿರಿ. ಸಿಮಿಲರ್ಲಿ ಅಗೇನ್ ಐ ಆಮ್ ಡೂಯಿಂಗ್ ಲೈಕ್ ದಟ್ ಓನ್ಲಿ. a ಕಾಮಾ ಬಿ ಬಿಲಾಂಗ್ಸ್ ಟು ಎಸ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ a ಮೈನಸ್ ಬಿ ಬಿಲಾಂಗ್ಸ್ ಟು ಎಸ್, ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಕಂಡೀಷನ್ ವಿಚ್ ಈಸ್ ಇನ್ ನೆಸೆಸರಿ. ಸೊ 0 ಮೈನಸ್ a ಬಿಲಾಂಗ್ಸ್ ಟು ಎಸ್ ಆಯ್ತು ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಮೈನಸ್ a ಬಿಲಾಂಗ್ಸ್ ಟು S ಆಯ್ತು. Got it? Because 0 is the identity. Next we have to solve commutative law. Commutative law. So since S belongs to R, since S is subset of R, commutative law holds good. Commutative law holds good in R. Therefore, commutative law holds good in S. Holds good in S. Therefore, S is a abelian group under addition. So next we have to solve S is a semi-group under multiplication. So all in given, all of you know that a comma b belongs to S, that implies a into b belongs to S. So this is the condition for multiplication. So now under multiplication we have to satisfy closure law and associative law, that satisfies the semi-group. So since a comma b belongs to S, then a into b belongs to S. Obviously S is closed. Got it? And in second one, associative law under multiplication. So since S is subset of R, if S is subset of R, associative law holds good in R. All of you know that one? Good in R. Therefore, associative law holds good in S. It's good in S. Next we have to solve distributive law. And next here I want to write, therefore S dot is a semi-group. Got it? We have to solve like this. So next we have to solve distributive law. Distributive law. Since S is subset of R and distributive law holds good in R. Distributive law holds good in R. Therefore, distributive law holds good in S. Distributive law holds good in S. So it satisfies all the conditions, that is S plus is abelian group under addition. How that? So S dot is semi-group under multiplication, and it also satisfies the condition of distributive law. Therefore, hence S is a ring itself. Got it? Like this we have to solve the theorem, which is most important for your examination. Okay, next move towards another theorem, that is the intersection of two subrings is a subring. The intersection of two subrings is a subring. So let us take the proof. Let intersection of two subrings in there. So I am considering S1 and S2 are two subrings. S1 and S2 are two subrings of R. Then S1 intersection S2 is non-empty. S1 intersection S2 is non-empty. Since at least 0 belongs to S1 intersection S2. So that is to prove S1 intersection S2 is a subring of R. Okay. We prove that all of you know that necessary and sufficient condition for subring, that is A comma B belongs to S gives A minus B belongs to S, and A comma B belongs to S gives A into B belongs to S. So here I am considering that condition. So A belongs to S1 intersection S2 comma B belongs to S1 intersection S2. That gives A minus B belongs to S1 intersection S2. So this is the first condition. And second condition is A belongs to S1 intersection S2, comma B belongs to S1 intersection S2. So this implies A into B belongs to S1 intersection S2. So let us consider A belongs to S1 and B belongs to S1. So this implies A minus B belongs to S1 and A into B belongs to S1. There, because S1 is a subring. Because S is a subset of R. So next, similarly, A belongs to S2 and B also belongs to S2. So this implies A minus B belongs to S1 intersection S2 and A into B belongs to S2. Right? So, because S2 is a subring. Right? Here we shows that S1 is also a subring and S2 is also a subring. Now we have to show that its intersection is also a subring. Therefore, if both are subring, then intersection also gives subring. Therefore, A minus B belongs to S1 and A minus B belongs to S2. That implies A minus B belongs to S1 intersection S2. And A into B belongs to S1 and A into B belongs to S2. That implies A into B belongs to S1 intersection S2. Therefore, by necessary and sufficient condition, S1 intersection S2 is a subring of R. So this is our proof. Got it? So by using necessary and sufficient condition, we proved that S1 intersection S2 is also a subring. Therefore, the statement gives the intersection of two subrings is a subring. This is our required theorem. Okay, next move towards another theorem, that is a non-empty subset S of a ring R is a subring of R if and only if first condition S plus of minus S equal to S and second condition is S dot S is subset of S. Here where S is the minus S is the set of all negative elements of S. Here they had given that a non-empty subset S of a ring R is a subring of R. All of you know that S is a subring of R. Then we have to prove these two conditions. Let S be a subring, given that let S be a subring of ring R. So this is given. Thus, subring of R means, thus S is a ring itself. S is a ring itself. Howda? By definition, we know that. Therefore, S subring itself aitu andre S is an abelian group, and hence a subgroup of group R. So, S is an abelian group and hence a subgroup of group R. Therefore, S plus of minus S equal to S. Because S is a ring itself, so here I am taking inverse law. So that gives S is an abelian group and hence subgroup of group R. Further, S is ring itself. S is a ring itself. That is, here we have X belongs to S into S. This gives A belongs to S, there exists A belongs to S, comma B belongs to S, such that X equal to A into B. So if X equal to A into B, then A into B also belongs to S, because S is closed under multiplication. All of you know that. Right? Closed under multiplication. So if S is closed under multiplication, then A into B belongs to S into S. That is, A value is S, that is A belongs to S and B belongs to S. Therefore, S into S is subset of S. Got it? So these two are our required conditions. Here it is abelian group and subgroup of group R satisfies S plus of minus S equal to S. And under closure law of multiplication, we got S into S is subset of S. So next we prove converse statement, that is let S be a non-empty subset of R. Let S be a non-empty subset of R such that 1 and 2 are true. Such that 1 and 2 are true. The conditions ಯಾವ್ಯಾವ condition prove ಆಗಬೇಕು? S is a subgroup of R and S is a group itself, that is known as abelian. ಹೌದಾ? First condition is S is a subgroup of R, and second condition is, this implies S is a group itself. This is group itself, and this implies it is abelian. Next, second condition is A comma B belongs to S. This implies A into B belongs to S into S. Right. So this implies A into B belongs to S because S dot S is subset of S. Therefore, S is closed under multiplication. Remaining axioms of the ring are satisfied. Hence, S is a subring of R. Okay friends, now we will discuss examples on subring. So, first example is, give an example of a ring with identity such that a subring does not have an identity. Give an example of a ring with identity. Ring with identity irodu one example kodri, such that a subring does not have an identity. So here I am considering set of integers, that is Z. So this can be written as -2, -1, 0, 1, 2 and so on. So this is ring with identity. Now I have to give subring which does not have an identity. Now I have to give an example for subring which does not have an identity. So that can be written as set of even integers or set of in odd integers it have subring with identity. Hence consider a set of even integer which does not have subring with does not have an identity. Got it? Subring which does not have an identity. So that can be written as -2, 0, 2 and so on. Got it? So this is our first example. So next, second one is prove that the subset S of all matrix S of all matrices of the form A, B, 0, C with A, B, C integers form a subring of ring R of all 2 cross 2 matrices having elements as integers. Got it? We have to prove this one. Here they had given that prove that the subset S of all matrices of the form A, B, 0, C with A, B, C integers form a subring of ring R of all 2 cross 2 matrices having elements as integers. So here I am considering A as a first matrix, that is A1, B1, 0, C1, and B as a second matrix, that is A2, B2, 0, C2. Be any two elements of S. Right? Then A minus B equal to, so all of you know that by the definition A comma B belongs to S, that implies A minus B belongs to S. We should remember this condition in subring. And similarly another one is A into B belongs to S. These two satisfies in subring. These two conditions we have to satisfy in subring. That's why A minus B equal to A1 minus A2, B1 minus B2, 0 minus 0 is 0 and C1 minus C2. And this is belongs to S because A1 minus A2, B1 minus B2 and C1 minus C2 are integers. Got it? So next, A into B also belongs to S. We have to solve that one. So that gives A1 B1, 0 C1. B andre A2 B2, 0 C2. So this gives first row, first column, that is A1 into A2 plus B1 into 0 is 0. So next B1 B1, B2, first row, first column, second row, first column. That is these two conditions 0 into, first row, first column, first row, second column. So here it gives first row, first column, that is A1, A2 plus B1 into 0 is 0. So that gives A1, A2. First row, second column, that is A1, B2 plus B1, C2, this condition. And 0 into the second row, first column, that is 0 into A2 is 0, C1 into 0 is 0, 0 plus 0 is 0. So 0 into B2 is 0 plus 1 into C2, this gives. So the condition gives all belongs to S. Thus A belongs to S, B belongs to S, and this implies A minus B belongs to S, and A into B belongs to S. Hence, S is a subring of R. Subring of R. Got it? So like this type we have to solve examples. So this is your homework. Prove that the set of all matrices of the form A0, 0B with A and B as integers form a subring of ring R of all 2 cross 2 matrices having elements as integers. So solve this one, and in next class I will discuss ideals. Thank you.